5 things I stopped doing that changed my life for good. The moment I stopped doing these things, I started attracting better opportunities. I leveled up. I became better at what I was doing. I became more productive and more creative. I felt much at peace and stepped into my true power. If you ever feel like something is holding you back, if you feel drained, if you feel stuck, this video is for you because I'm sharing 5 things I stopped doing that helped me to feel better about myself. So welcome back to my channel. My name is IJ, and in today's video we'll be talking about 5 things that I started doing that helped me to level up. So make sure you watch until the end and please subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. So let us quickly jump into today's video. And the very first thing, and I feel like we need to talk more about this because I see a lot of young people struggling with this, and that's the need to seek validation from people. Now, one thing I will tell you is that nobody actually really cares about you, no matter how popular you are, especially if you're not even popular. If you keep thinking about what people think about you, maybe the post you make on social media, maybe the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, you will keep holding yourself back. For a very long time, I was worried about how people perceive me, the way I spoke. I was kind of like a people pleaser because I just wanted to be liked, and everywhere I find myself, I'm always on the I'm always on the, what's it called, like following the crowd. And for a long time I didn't like myself, and the first thing I did that helped me break out from such behavior was when I started my other YouTube channel, Real Talk with IJ. On there I talk about love, sex and relationship. And you know that in the world that we are now, a lot of people do not like to, a lot of people pretend about sex, okay? A lot of people pretend about being in relationships. And when I started that channel, at first it was tough for me to talk about sex, to talk about being better in relationship and how relationships should work. But gradually I knew that this is something I like doing. This is something I like. This is how I express myself to the world. This is how I like to be seen. I like to be seen as kind of like a spokesperson on a topic that people shy away from, but they are terrible at, especially men. Men shy away from talking about how they have sexual issues, and this is what my other channel is about. Okay, so when I started that channel, it helped me come out of my comfort zone. I remember I used to have a friend that when I'm in public and people ask me, what do you do? And I say, I do YouTube. I talk about love, sex and relationship. And she's like, oh, don't go to her channel. Oh, don't go. They're trying to make me feel bad or feel ashamed of what I was doing. And this channel was paying my bills and everything, and I've been helping a lot of men for the past 4 years achieve their goals when it comes to relationship and dating. And for a long time, this friend tried to make me feel like it was a taboo what I was doing online. But gradually I had to pull myself away from such situation and regain my power and not care about what anybody have to say about my channel and what I do in particular. I mean, I'm happily married and my husband supports my channel a lot. My parents support my channel, my siblings support my channel. So there was no reason for me to care about what any stranger out there will say. And even sometimes I read comments on my page, people thanking me and also the negative comments, and I just stopped caring. And guess what? We are almost at 250,000 subscribers on that page, and I have written over 5 ebooks that are selling on Amazon, selling on different platforms. Okay, so let's not stay on this particular topic, but what I'm trying to say is stop caring about validation, what people have to say about you. If I cared about what that particular friend was talking about, if I care about how she always tried to shame me for what I was saying on social media, I would not have grown as much as I've grown on YouTube. And she's still struggling, working for other people and getting paid peanuts compared to what YouTube pays me for my efforts, and just the joy I get from people sending me messages and thanking me for what I've done in their relationship. So don't ever let anybody hold you back, or don't seek for people's validation. If you know that what you want to do is what you want to do, put yourself out there and just do it. Okay, just do it and don't care about what anybody has to say. And the second thing I did that helped me level up drastically is I stopped overgiving without receiving. Now, I'm someone who, like I said, I used to be a people's pleaser, and I will always pour and pour and pour. I remember when my YouTube channel started getting traction, my other YouTube channel, and I will be my friends or people around me will say, oh, show me how to do this YouTube, and I will just keep pouring into them. I'll be explaining, trying to give them so much information that people sell online. Okay, I will put in so much effort pouring into people, giving them this knowledge, giving them this attention. But whenever I needed something, some kind of favor, it was hard to find anybody. And I'm not someone that, I'm someone that usually asks for favor. Like, I'm not one of the people that will say, oh, I don't know how to ask people to help me. I'm very open. If I need something, I'll come to you. If I know you can help me, I'll come to you and say, oh, please, I need help with this thing. I'm always very free in asking for help. But each time I ask for help, I never get back the same energy that I give. And also, I'm someone that, I always like to make people happy. Like I said, I used to be a people's pleaser. If I have friends visit, or if friends are around me, I always try to make them comfortable. I'll feed you, I'll give you drinks, I'll just make you comfortable, make you happy, make you lively. I found out that each time I hung out with other people and I maybe visited their home, they would treat me like I'm not a priority. They will not give me the same attention I give to them. Just imagine someone visiting you at your home and you just leave them and you're on your bed pressing your phone, and they're just there when you know that they came there to see you. Like, what's so important that you have to be on your phone? It's not like you're working. You can always go back to pressing your phone, or at least you can be on your phone and be chit chatting with your friend. Okay, and how can I visit you as a friend? I've been in your house for over 3 hours and you've not bothered to cook for me. In fact, one person told me, oh, I just moved into this house, I don't have any food. Even the Indomie I ate, someone prepared it for me. Okay, so why don't you get that someone to prepare food for me? Because I've been in your house for almost 3 hours. At the least you can do is to feed me. The least you can do is to order in. You can order some pizza or something. And the excuse you gave is, let's just leave it at that. But what I'm trying to say is, I stopped over giving. Like, the whole attention I would pour into people and they would not pour it back into me, making me feel like I was just an acquaintance when I made them feel like they were friends. It was terrible. And I grew up from that, and now I give you the same energy. You give me bass, I give you both. Okay, but like, not like physical, but I just learned to match people's energy. I matched people's energy, and that helped me a lot to level up. And thirdly, I stopped tolerating half efforts in relationships and friendship in general. Okay, now even before I got married, I just see the bare minimum is the bare minimum. There's no better word to say for bare minimum. Responding to my text message, calling me back when you see a missed call, informing me if there's an event that will benefit the both of us, helping me with opportunities, like I will help you for opportunity, help you to get opportunities, like tit for tat kind of bare minimum. Like, if you don't get it in friendship or relationship, please cut them off. Because one thing about taking half effort in relationship and in friendship is that you're just making these people see that you can take shit. Basically, that's just what it is. If you keep tolerating half efforts, people will keep giving you half efforts. So I just realized that, you know what, I can't be dealing with people that will only give me half effort every single time, whether it's friends or relationship. I stopped making excuses. I stopped seeing reason, because it was just obvious that they were doing this on purpose. They were giving me the bare minimum on purpose. It's not like they didn't know what they were doing. There's some people that just do things without knowing what they are doing, but the ones around me, I knew that they knew what they were doing. A lot of people gave me half effort because they felt like if they give me the same effort I was giving to them, maybe I was going to outshine them, maybe I was going to outgrow them, maybe I was going to, blow or something. Like, I don't know, but they tried to minimize me, and for so long, I made excuses. For so long, I made excuses, watching people minimize me, not include me, it was just so irritating for a very long time. And at the point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. And the best thing I did was to cut those people off without any discussion, without any fight, without any arguments. I just knew that I deserve better. Like, if I'm going to give you my full effort, you're going to give me the same. If not, we are done. And number 4 on my list is, I stopped talking about my moves before I make them. Now, this one I learned it a very long time ago, actually. Like, this was not really something I struggled with, but I just thought to put it out there because a lot of people struggle with this one. If you have a move to make, if you're applying for visa, if you're expecting a baby, whatever big move, you're, especially when you're praying about it, when it's still in the prayer, in the process, like you've not gotten that thing, you're praying towards it, keep your mouth shut. Okay, move in silence. The walls have ears. Not everybody around you means well. That's the honest truth. Some people around you will smile, will talk nice, will be friendly to you, male and female, but the moment they see something good coming your way, their bad energy can even ruin it. They might not even know that they are working on a very bad negative aura. Their bad negative aura will just suffocate that thing that you have just voiced out. Okay, so you need to be careful. Move in silence. I was just watching Toke's moment. Toke is the Nigerian celebrity. She just turned 40, and 40 in November, and she was just sharing some germs on YouTube. She said something. She said, I don't know if she said, was it Zachariah or someone in the Bible, when God told him that he was going to have a child, and the angel of the Lord had to shut his mouth so that he doesn't tell anybody. And it was after the child was born that he got his voice back, because you need to move in silence. Okay, even the angel of the Lord had to shush the man so that he don't goes about blabbing and maybe ruining that thing himself with his mouth, because there's power in the tongue. You have to be careful. Learn to move in silence. When I was relocating to Dubai in 2019, I didn't tell anybody, not because I didn't want, any kind of bad energy. In fact, this is just how I grew up, because my mom taught me this at a very early age. So whenever we had any plan to do something, we just like to shock people. So we would, and that's the mentality I use in growing up. The reason why I don't tell people things is because I want to shock you. I just want to, and it's always like a good way. I want to surprise, like, see what happens, see where I am, see what I got. You understand? That's just how, then growing up, I realized that it was actually a good thing, because even spiritually, people try to want to control you spiritually. So it's better that when you have things to do, you move in silence and not talk too much, because there's power in the tongue. And when you throw it out there, you don't know the energy that is out there in the universe that could cripple that plan that you already have. So if you do this, trust me, you'll be able to achieve a lot of things, and also there's something I also read somewhere, that when you have a big plan and you keep talking about it, your brain feels like you've done it already, so you don't put as much effort as when you've not told anybody. So let's say you want to buy a car. So because you've been saying, oh, I'm saving money to buy a car, oh, I want to buy a car, I want to buy a car, somehow your brain tells you like you've achieved this thing already, oh, you've done this already. Or let me not even use car. Car is like a big deal. Like you want to post on YouTube, oh, I'm going to do YouTube, I'm going to do YouTube, I'm going to do YouTube. You say it so much that somehow in your mind you feel like you've already done it. Like you don't have the hype anymore, the energy, because you've talked about it so much that somehow your body just feels like you've achieved this thing already. Okay, I read this thing somewhere, and I hope you get the point, because I've also noticed it that when I talk about something I want to do, if I talk about it back to back to back to back, I no more feel the energy, like the push to really do it, because I've talked about it so much that I feel like, I think I've done that already. So just learn to move in silence and not just talk too much when you are planning to achieve something. And lastly, the last thing I did that helped me elevate a lot was to put myself first. Now, this one was a big deal for me because I'm naturally like a provider. I'm not even the first child or the first daughter. But when I left Nigeria for Dubai, I started making money at not like a super young age, but I started making money, and I just felt like my parents needed more, even though they were not asking me for money, even though they were comfortable. And, I have a younger brother, and I just felt like I need to take care of everybody, even without them asking. I want to fix this, I want to fix this, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. And also in my relationships and friendship also, I was always giving. I was always pouring. And I would neglect a lot of my needs. And this affected me financially, especially because I worked in Dubai for like 3 years and I had no savings. I had no savings because I was always coming through for people. Oh, please borrow me this amount, I'll borrow you. Oh, Mopsy need this, I will send. Or Popsy coughs, I will send. I would not even verify. I would just keep sending money because I needed to take care of a lot of people, and I will make excuses for myself. Like if I needed to buy a wig, if I needed to go to the hair salon, I'll just keep making excuses. Like, oh, I'll do it myself. I became a DIY queen. And at the point I realized that the money I was not spending on myself, I was spending it on other people. I was spending it on other things. And after 3 years, I had no savings, and I didn't have anything also for myself. Like I couldn't look back and say, this is what I did with my money. But I could count how many people I did things for. And like the other point we talked about, nobody was actually really pouring in into me also. So I realized that, you know what, and also I was watching Pastor Femi Lazarus, one of his preaching on YouTube, and he said, if you plan to be the El Shaddai for anybody, you shall die. That just really, it sunk into my brain, and I'm like, if I keep trying to carry everybody on my shoulder, like, who's going to carry me on their shoulder? Like, nobody ever really carries me on their own shoulder. So why do I have to always go all out for people? And at the end of the day, I'm looking so empty. I'm not looking my best, and I'm not feeling my best. So I stepped back a little and I started taking care of myself, because you know what? If you die tomorrow, every other person will be fine. Every other person, they will feed, they will not starve. So take care of yourself, because if you're alive, that's when you can actually take care of other people. If your cup is full, that's when you can pour into others. If you're empty, you can't keep pouring. You will be too weak to even do that. So when I realized this, I just sat down and I started taking care of myself a lot. And guess what? This is one of the things that helped me meet my husband, because I started giving myself so much love, taking myself out, spoiling myself, just, being my own self, being so happy. And, when my husband met me, there's something he said, the reason why he fell in love with me is that I was always taking care of myself. Like, he just loved how I would go out on my own. Each time he comes around, where I was living, he always sees me looking so happy, so cheerful. Like, I was just spending money on myself, and people were telling him that, oh, I was dating some other guy. But a close friend told him that I wasn't dating anybody, that I was working and just doing well for myself. So because of that, when he came into my life, he wanted to do double of what I was doing for myself. He knew that I was taking care of myself. He knew that I was pouring so much into myself. So he wanted to double that effort so that I see value in him. And that's one thing most women don't realize, that when you love yourself, it's just easy for somebody else to love you, because they can see how much love you have for yourself. So they're just going to want to double it. Every man wants to prove that they can bring value into your life. So my husband started doubling the effort, and he's still doubling the effort until now, because he knows that I'm someone that loves myself, and I pour a lot. I put myself first a lot, and I take care of myself. And that's why he takes even more care. He takes more care. What English is it? He takes care of me more, because he knows that when he met me, and even till now, that I still do the same. So these are some of the things that helped me level up and have a better life so far, and I know I'm still going to have a more better life in the nearest future. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so other people will see it. And also let me know the kind of videos you want to see on this channel. Since it's a new channel, we're trying out so many topics, and anyone that sits well with you, please suggest in the comment section, and I'll be so happy to work on that video. So until next time, keep being real, and bye.